lesson is on recognizing the level of the threat. Because in very, very many different scenarios, there's a low threat and a high threat situation, and sometimes they look similar. And it's important, of course, that we understand, because a low threat situation is one that doesn't require a very aggressive response. It would be wrong in certain situations to thrash somebody just because they put their hand on you. But on the other hand, we know that there's a high threat situation that requires a very aggressive response, because it's at least as wrong to allow somebody to harm you. In fact, one of my masters once had a great way of saying it. He said, use the minimum force necessary, but use the minimum force necessary. And so this particular exercise we're going to do is two different techniques to address two different levels of force on similar attacks. And then we're going to drill it such that you get an opportunity to practice that. Okay? So we're talking about the shirt grab. And the first, we're going to do the one that is meant for a very, very low level threat. Level threat where maybe it's even Ryan. Maybe it's Ryan, and I know Ryan, and I know he's not a bad guy. So I know that if he grabs me, he probably has just had too much to drink or is otherwise mentally impaired, right? But he doesn't really necessarily mean to hurt me.
He's wearing a coupe.
Right? So he grabs. And all I want to do in this situation, because I don't think, by the way, the important part in making the choice is I don't think he's impaired to the point where he's going to try to hit me or kick me or headbutt me. I really believe that he's just bluffing me. So all I want to do is de-escalate, right? So the self-defense in this particular situation looks like this. Stop, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone. Stop, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone. Or in the case that it's Ryan, it's the same technique, but it's Ryan, chill out, man, relax. Right? And all we're doing, the actual technique, is simply moving away so that the fabric gets away from your body, making your arm be as straight as possible, and making a big circle that will break the grip. Okay? By the way, one of the common mistakes I was seeing was stopping the circle. Right? Like, I don't want it to be this. Right? I want to go all the way around to where I'm in this position. And I want you guys to practice it all the way to include, stop, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone. And why is that important? Why is it important that we say, stop, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone?
You set yourself up as the good guy. You've announced, I don't want the problems. Legally, that's a good thing.
And that is the second reason. And what is the first reason?
You really don't want any trouble.
Exactly, because I really don't want any trouble. I'd rather go home. Remember, the only objective of Krav Maga is to get home safely at the end of the day. And if I could do it with no conflict, I've already won. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Practice.
And does it always go home?
Yes. Yes. And, yep. And you're going to go on this side. If he grabs you with the other hand here, then you're going to go with this one. Okay. Don't forget you got to back up first, though, and your arm has to be straight up. Yeah. Notice how you're still hitting him a lot here? It's because your arm is not straight up. Go as high as you can, like spear in the sky on the push. Then back up. Make a big circle. See that? There you go. And then hands all the way around so you can say, stop, I don't want any trouble. Good.
Is it the inside arm closest to the
Stop, I don't want trouble.
Stop, I don't want trouble.
You guys got that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the second is when I'm assuming a much higher level of threat. Kevin, you're even bigger and more scary looking. And Kevin does pretend is not somebody that I know. And I'm someplace, and it's a level of aggression where I believe he means to hurt me. And the attack this time is going to be a two-handed shirt grab. Okay, so it looks like this. One more time. So what happened was this. First movement is simply a turn such that I'm taking a preemptive strike. Because it's very important to understand what the threat probably is. And the threat I'm afraid of is that from here he's either going to headbutt me in the nose or he's going to knee me in the groin. So this first movement is so that if he's headbutting me, he runs into my elbow, and if he's throwing a knee, he hits me in the leg. From there, as I turn my core back, I strike, turn this way. I strike with a hammer fist to the carotid area. I change my legs, and I slam the knee. So from here, let's do the whole thing from here. Turn to the center line. The whole body has to turn to the center line. Pop the core back the other direction so that you're slamming this, and about the same time you're switching your feet, exploding in with a knee to the groin, getting and getting away. Questions? Practice. The problem is if you cross your center line and she was throwing the headbutt, she's go headbutt. She still got you, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be right here.
That way I'm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, remember, it all happens immediately. There you go.
Oh, wait. When I come back and
Hey, you actually want to strike
Yeah, I
right
was
heel.
gonna say.
Then get control,
the night.
knee, hammer fence.
Stop! Back up!
Nice. All right, one line, close it out. One line, one line, one line. That's why we practice. All right, guys. I got the 3 same questions that I always do. Did you have fun?
Yes,
sir. Did you get a good workout?
Yes, sir.
Did you learn something new?
Yes, sir.
Our job here is done. I will see you back next time. Same Krav time, same Krav channel.
Hey, sir.